there. I'm just trying to finish getting things set up, because OBS is like that. I was trying to get Oblivion to work, the remaster, but for whatever reason, it won't capture on OBS, which is very frustrating. And every time I try and put it into window mode so I can do a window capture instead, it just crashes. So no Oblivion until further notice, which is really disappointing because I was really looking forward to playing that and role-playing as characters with people, but that's okay. We're just gonna carry on as we do. So, hi, hey, hello. My name is Alex Harvey Rivas. I am a non-binary and autistic dark and queer fantasy author from the Pacific Northwest. I released a sapphic fantasy dark academia novel called A Sharper, More Lasting Pain back in October, which follows 3 casters at a magic college as a monstrous tragedy completely upends their lives. I released a short story collection last year called When the Stars Were Brighter, which is a bunch of short stories about deities and cults and complicated best friends. And now I'm working on a sapphic seafaring fantasy novel called The Distance Between Stars and Salt. And so I'm playing Zelda music because Wind Waker was a big source of inspiration for that. As always, music credits are in the description. And based on the title of the video, you can probably assume what we're going to be doing today. Originally it was going to be Sprints and Oblivion, but I just got done explaining why Oblivion's not going to happen. I'm very sad about it, but that's okay, because I do need to get this book done anyway. I bought a cover for it, which I talked about in my last stream 2 weeks ago, I think. So I have money I've put into this now. I have a star chart, I have a map, I have character art that I've been commissioning, and as of like this morning, I also am booking an editor for like November, so I need to finish my 0 draft. I need to finish a solid first draft. I may do a second, send it to betas, and then a third. That's probably the order I'll do that in, because the first draft is going to my writing group, and my writing group's been giving me a ton of notes, and I also want to send it out to like alpha readers. So I'll get all the feedback back from my writing group and any alpha readers that I acquire, make changes in a second draft, and then send it to beta readers. And then do a third draft, and then send it to my editor. And I need to do everything up to send it to an editor by like end of October. So I really have to buckle down, because I don't have a whole lot of time left. So, I think what I'm going to do tonight is we are going to do some sprints using the pomodoro method. If you're unfamiliar with that method, essentially you run for 15, 20, 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, go for another 15, 20, 25 minutes, take another 5-minute break. And so I think that's how I'm going to actualize all of this. And I just joined a Discord like this morning that's all about doing sprints, and it has like a ton of trad and indie authors in there. There's some names in there that I recognize. I'm like, oh god, I'm in a space with people that I looked up to now. So it's very surreal, but I think that's gonna be really great for doing sprints in general, but also just getting my ass in gear, as it were. So I'm going to get a sprint. I think I'm gonna start, yeah, we're gonna start in 5 minutes. So, oh, they are using Sprinto, thank fucking god. The video that I have is for 25.5 timer, okay. I have the Zelda one. There was also a Hollow Knight one that I saw that I thought about doing instead. I'm like, Zelda fits it better? I'm gonna mute this one if I fucking can. Oh no, it's not even playing. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah. That one doesn't have any time blocks, so we're just gonna go with this one that I found. That's a 5-hour one. Okay. I don't know how long we're gonna do this for. We're just gonna actually, we're not even gonna sprint in that one because I don't want to interrupt whatever the fuck they're doing. So we're gonna sprint in this, 25 at 30. Normally I do a shorter one to warm up, but I'm using a specific thing. So we're gonna do that. So yeah, this is the distance between stars and salt. This is my zero draft, and I am very, very close, actually, to finishing it. I know it's only at 31,000 words, but, the join word count 31670 is, I think, no, that 31670, yeah. So starting at 31,000 words. So, again, it's a zero draft, so there's placeholders everywhere. Everything that's bolded is, placeholder. There's whole ass scenes that I haven't wrote yet, so I have... And the interludes I'm not writing in the zero draft. I just have like a skeleton of what I want to do for them. So I'm on chapter 18 in zero draft. I have that scene to write. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did start writing that one. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11, and an epilogue. The epilogue's already done. I skipped ahead to that one already, and I've been kind of pecking at some of these as I go. But yeah, I have 11 scenes left, so I really gotta buckle down if I want to get shit done when I want to get them done. So let me get back to where I was, which is chapter 18. Sprint's gonna start in a couple of minutes. I'm hoping with this first one to make some progress and maybe almost finish this scene. We will see how far I get, though. A lot of things are going to be moving around when I get to the first draft, but that's a problem for later. And then the first draft is just me actually writing out things and not having as many placeholders and adding scenes and whatnot. There's already a scene in chapter 2 that I need to add because of something my writing group said, and also a scene idea that I had anyway. But I'm up to chapter 5, 6? Yeah, I'm up to chapter 6 in my first draft so far, which is pretty cool. Which is about 10,000 words, which is a lot different from, my brain's not working right now. But anyway, the point is, I have a first draft that I started kind of already. Now it's just a matter of, finishing the zero draft, so. I'm gonna switch the music over because the sprint is about to start. Oh, also, speaking of, I need to turn this on. Tools. Output timer. Nope. Scripts. 25, and the sprint is starting. So, let's switch things over and we'll go from there. Okay, so that's the first one down. So we have a little less than 5 minutes. I need to record my word count really quick. 3, 2, 1, 4. Okay. So I wrote almost 500 words that time, which is cool. And I did finish that scene like I wanted to, which is also cool. Everything's really messy, but I'm trying to tell myself I'll fix it later. The biggest thing that I need to start incorporating is I introduced an animal companion in the first draft that I started writing, and so now I need to find moments to add him in. So there's a whole new scene that I need to add about dragon sorcery, because that's the direction I decided to take this. And another reason I was really hoping I could play Oblivion, because I have a whole dragon sorcerer OC I made named Lucia Belanti, and I don't know what her dragon will look like yet, but essentially, I introduced this winged dragon ferret who doesn't have a name, hence why it's just ferret in brackets. Oh, and I need to start the next one too. Before I forget, 25 at join. Same. So yeah, that's why his name is just Ferret right now. And so he shows up in Ilzadina before they set off. Adara saves him from a well, and then later on, she sees him at Festa, and then he stows away on their ship when she and Seren set out on open water. And I should turn this off. Transition. There we go. He stows away when they set off, and so what's he saying? Oh yeah, he stows on their boat when they sail off. And so then it's kind of like figuring out what to do with him, and she forms a connection with this creature that she eventually is like, well, there's an island full of dragons, and he's draconic, so he probably belongs here, and even if he doesn't, like, they'll know what to do with him. And she gets there, and there's a scene I'm gonna add where essentially they're like, oh, well, you're partnered now. So, it's essentially the cat distribution system, IRL, where, you know, you see a cat in real life, you save it, or it shows up on your doorstep or whatever, you just have a cat now. The cat distribution system. It's that, but it's dragons in this world, basically. There's a lot more dragons that have shown up in this than I originally intended. I did make Ferret kind of early on, but otherwise, I did not plan for dragons to be as big as they were, aside from, like, having an island of dragons that they go to. That I still need to design, and I still need to world build, but right now I'm just getting out the skeleton. That's what all this is, really, is getting out the skeleton of the thing, and then filling it in later, basically. I don't know, it's been working for me surprisingly well with this project, so maybe that's how I should be drafting books from now on, is just writing out skeletons and then filling them in later. I don't know, but all I know is I have to get cracking on stuff, so I am gonna stop talking now though, because the break is almost over. So I'm gonna transition over.
Listen!
that's round 2. I'm making good time, honestly, or making good progress, rather. 2, 3, 2, 5, 9, 6. So now we have 5 minutes to kind of collect ourselves. And I wrote another 450 worth. That's cool. So I'm almost at 1,000 for what I've wrote so far today. Did it a little bit earlier too, before I even started. So actually, I'm at over 1,000 words wrote today. So that's cool. Yesterday, or not yesterday, but on the first, I wrote 400. So you know, progress. I stopped mostly because I forgot the word for I think it's a spindle. What is used to I need to fix that line, but yeah, so that's the next chunk. Ah, fuck, that's not the right word. Sprint. 25 at 30. That's faster in a couple minutes. I need to turn this off, do this, turn it back on, and reset the timer. And 25 minutes, I feel like, is a little too long for me. The next time I do a pomodoro, I'm gonna do a shorter burst, because I got distracted towards the end, because my brain just didn't focus on it for that long. So yeah, I really just need to get past this part of the story and on to the next. As long as I have even like a little bit for each of the scenes that I need to touch on, I'll be happy with it, to be honest. So, this chapter, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then okay, I'm gonna change this to the net. I'm getting distracted looking at a bunch of things. I think I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more probably, and then call it good for tonight. Because I am getting pretty tired, and I normally stream for like an hour to 2 hours. So I think I'm hitting my wall. I still need to shower, and I made good progress today anyway, to be honest. That's what I was saying. That's not netting me any of the things that I need. But anyway, the next sprint is starting, I think. So, let's go.
Hey, listen.
so you notice that I didn't do a whole lot this last time. But I have a very good reason for that. I'm gonna change the music here super quickly because I am done with sprinting for the night. Okay, so one thing that I have been kind of struggling with is I have this ferret and he doesn't have a name. And another thing that I was kind of that was kind of gonna go in here, although maybe I'll make her the dragon vendor. So my best friend Eva, she made the cover for The Distance Between Stars and Salt. She's a really amazing person and a lovely, incredible writer. And a lot of this book is nods and references to different things and people that I love. So primarily my spouse, but then also like the island of Isladina is based off of Malta, which is where my nana is from. Excuse me. And they visit places inspired by things that I love. Like I think I'm going with Japan. I think that was somebody's whistle or something. I think I'm going with Japan as the world-building basis for this island of dragons that they're at, which is why I stopped for a second to look at Kodashiki, because this is a canal, town, so there's a lot of canals, and I don't have a justification for that yet, but I'll think of one. So anyway, Eva, my best friend, made my cover, and I wanted to have a reference to her in this book because she's a person that I love, and this book is basically a travelogue of people and places and things that I love, and so I wanted to include her in some way. And so I was looking through our messages to try and find the conversation we had about this, and I remembered not only is she an artist, but she's also a writer herself, and so she's been working on this book that has a reoccurring seagull subplot. And so we had joked a while ago about she would have seagulls in hers, because seagulls are very, like, oceanic, and I would have pigeons in mine, because pigeons are, like, her thing. And I forgot, until I was looking through those messages again, that I had joked about naming the ferret that Adara has, naming it Pigeon. And so then I was looking at Maltese words for pigeon, which led me on a rabbit hole, as you saw. And so I was looking at, and this is kind of where search terms come in, because I looked up Maltese pigeon, and apparently that's a species of, or type, a breed of pigeon. I don't know if it lives in Malta, though. I didn't look too deeply into it, but I had to send her pictures of it because it looks just fucking goofy. And so then I was looking up, like, you know, pigeons in Malta, which is how I learned, apparently, that the population of pigeons is so bad in Malta that they had to invent pigeon contraceptives to keep them from breeding too much, which is fascinating. And also that there's so much of a pest that the farmers there will call them, Furientasima, or rats of the sky. And so I think I've decided that the ferret's name is Furien, or rats, and then I included a note in the glossary, because in a roundabout way, he's named after pigeons. Anyway, I just thought, that just tickled me. With that said, though, I am hitting a wall just kind of mentally, so I think I'm gonna call it here, because I need to shower still, and I have to go to bed after I shower, basically, because I have to work in the morning. So thank you for sticking around with me if you were here. Thank you for watching if you're watching this after the fact. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and I really hope to do this again next week. I'm going to shoot for Wednesday. I need to talk to my girlfriend and kind of see what her schedule is like, because we're trying to see each other once a week. So I'll shoot for Wednesday. It really depends on what my girlfriend's schedule is. Otherwise, I really just want to do another one of these later on this week and continue to make progress, because I'm inching closer to the end of this fucking book, and I'm very excited about it. So, but yeah, have a wonderful rest of your night.